The crowd inside the arena already felt different before the game even started. Fans were standing during warm-ups. Cameras followed every move. Kids in the crowd were wearing number 22 jerseys everywhere. And the moment Caitlin Clark stepped onto the court against the Los Angeles Sparks, you could feel the energy shift instantly. Because this wasn't just another regular season game for the Indiana Fever. This felt personal. Coming into the matchup, all eyes were locked on Caitlin Clark once again. Critics were questioning her consistency. Analysts were debating whether the Fever could truly compete, and social media had already spent days arguing about her performances. But then the game started, and Caitlin Clark completely lost her mind. The opening minutes were chaotic. Fast-paced, physical defense, players diving for loose balls. The Sparks came out aggressive immediately, trying to pressure Clark the moment she crossed half court. You could tell their game plan from the start. Make her uncomfortable, force turnovers, don't give her space to breathe. But here's the problem with guarding Caitlin Clark. The harder you pressure her, the more dangerous she becomes. Early in the first quarter, Clark brought the ball up slowly, almost casually. The defender picked her up near the logo. Fans started buzzing because everyone in the building knew exactly what she was thinking. One quick crossover, a tiny step backward, and then, boom! Logo 3, nothing but net. The entire crowd exploded. Even Sparks fans looked stunned. And suddenly, you could feel momentum completely changing. That shot didn't just count for 3 points, it sent a message. Caitlin Clark had arrived. The Fever bench went crazy. Teammates were screaming. Cameras instantly zoomed in on Clark jogging back on defense with that signature confident expression that's become so iconic. And honestly, that was only the beginning. Because once Caitlin gets comfortable, the game starts speeding up for everyone else. A few possessions later, she pushed the ball in transition. The Sparks defense collapsed toward her, expecting another deep shot. But at the last second, Clark fired a ridiculous no-look pass straight to a cutting teammate for an easy layup. That's what makes her terrifying. People focus so much on the shooting that they forget she's one of the best playmakers in basketball too. And suddenly the Sparks had a massive problem. Guard her too closely? She attacks the defense with passing. Give her space? She pulls from 30 feet. There's almost no correct answer. As the first half continued, the atmosphere became louder and louder. Every time Clark touched the ball, fans stood up expecting something crazy to happen. And somehow, she kept delivering. Midway through the second quarter came one of the coldest moments of the night. Clark dribbled up the floor with a defender glued to her hip. She hesitated for just a second, stepped to the side, and launched another deep three-pointer from almost the exact same spot Stephen Curry made famous in the NBA splash. The arena lost its mind. Commentators were yelling over each other. Fans couldn't believe what they were watching. Even the Sparks players looked frustrated because the defense honestly wasn't terrible. Caitlin Clark was simply hitting impossible shots. That's the thing about superstar performances. Sometimes great defense still doesn't matter, and once Clark starts feeling that rhythm, everything becomes dangerous. But this game wasn't only about scoring. That's what made the performance truly special. She was controlling everything: tempo, spacing, energy, emotion. Every possession felt like it ran through her. At one point, Clark grabbed a defensive rebound and immediately launched a full-court pass that perfectly hit her teammate in stride for another easy bucket. The crowd reacted before the layup even went in because the pass itself looked unreal. Those are the moments that separate stars from superstars. The ability to make impossible plays look normal, and the Sparks were slowly falling apart, trying to contain her. By halftime, social media was already exploding. Clips of her logo threes spread everywhere online. Fans were posting reactions non-stop. Sports pages instantly started uploading highlights because everyone watching knew they were witnessing one of those games, the kind people talk about afterward. The third quarter is where things got truly scary. Most rookies slow down after halftime adjustments. Defenses tighten up. Physicality increases. Not Caitlin Clark. She somehow looked even more aggressive. The moment the second half started, Clark attacked immediately. She crossed over her defender, drove into traffic, absorbed contact, and somehow finished an insane layup while falling sideways to the floor. And after the basket, she stared directly at the crowd while the arena erupted again. That confidence changes everything, because basketball is emotional. And when a player starts believing every shot is going in, opponents can feel it too. The Sparks tried double-teaming her, Didn't work. They tried trapping her near half court. Didn't matter. Clark kept finding open teammates, breaking down defenders, and hitting impossible shots. At one point, she drilled another deep three and immediately turned toward the crowd before the ball even went through the net. That's when you knew she was completely in the zone. The commentators kept repeating the same thing over and over. How do you even guard this? And honestly, nobody had an answer. But what made the performance even more impressive was how much pressure surrounded this game. Every Caitlin Clark performance gets analyzed like a playoff game now. Every stat becomes a debate online. Every missed shot becomes criticism. Every great moment becomes national news. That's an insane amount of pressure for a rookie. Yet somehow, she keeps embracing the spotlight. And against the Sparks, she looked completely fearless. The deeper the shot, the more confident she became. The louder the crowd got, the calmer she looked. That's rare. That's rare. Most players shrink under that level of attention. Caitlin Clark seems to feed off it. Late in the fourth quarter came the moment everyone will remember. The Fever were trying to close the game out. The Sparks were desperately fighting to stay alive. The crowd was already standing. Then Clark crossed half court. The defender backed up slightly. Big mistake. Clark pulled up from absurd range again. The ball flew through the air in slow motion. Splash. Absolute chaos. Fans screaming, teammates jumping off the bench, commentators losing their minds. And Caitlin Clark just stood there for a second, soaking in the moment while the entire arena exploded around her. That shot felt bigger than just another highlight. It felt symbolic. Because performances like this are exactly why Caitlin Clark became one of the biggest names in basketball so quickly. She creates moments, not just points. Moments people remember. Moments that spread across the internet in seconds. Moments that make even casual fans stop scrolling and pay attention. And by the end of the game, everyone inside the arena knew they had witnessed something special. The stats were incredible. The highlights looked unreal. But numbers alone still don't fully explain the impact she had on the game. Because Caitlin Clark changes the energy of basketball itself. Every possession feels dramatic. Every shot feels important. Every game feels like an event. That's why arenas sell out when she plays. That's why television ratings explode. That's why clips of her highlights dominate social media. She doesn't just play basketball, she creates spectacle. And against the Los Angeles Sparks, she delivered one of the most entertaining performances of the season. The scary part? It still feels like she's only getting started. Because every game, Caitlin Clark looks more comfortable with the pressure, more confident, more dangerous. And if this performance against the Sparks proved anything, it's that the rest of the WNBA better be ready. Because when Caitlin Clark catches fire like this, there might not be anyone on earth who can stop her.